This video will give you a firm understanding of what constitutes a denial-of-service attack, the tools and methods used to deploy it, and strategies used to defend against such attacks. Stay tuned. A denial-of-service or DoS attack is a type of cyber attack in legitimate users are unable to access information systems, devices, or other network resources due to the actions of a malicious cyber threat actor. It prevents users from accessing a service by overwhelming either its physical resources or network connections. The most common form of DoS is to flood a victim with so much traffic that all available resources of the system are overwhelmed and unable to handle additional requests, resulting in denial of service to additional users. Users trying to access a service that is under attack will usually perceive that it is either loading slowly, keeps getting disconnected, or can't connect at all. Denial-of-service attacks don't just affect websites. Individual home users can be victims too, and it can cost an organization both time and money while their resources and services are inaccessible. Services affected may include email, websites, online accounts, for example, banking, or other services that rely on the affected computer or network. The first DoS attack was done by 13-year-old David Dennis in 1974. Dennis wrote a program using the external or ext command that forced some computers at a nearby university research lab to power off. Many major companies have been the focus of DoS attacks. Because a DoS attack can be easily engineered from nearly any location, finding those responsible can be extremely difficult. Occasionally, a DoS attack exploits a vulnerability in a program or a website to force improper use of its resources or network connections, which also leads to a denial of service. DoS attacks have evolved into the more complex and sophisticated form, which is distributed denial of service, DDoS. This occurs when multiple machines are operating together to attack one target. DDoS attacks have the same goal as regular DoS methods, however, the difference lies in the implementation of the attack. A standard DoS attack can be launched from a single malicious client, whereas a DDoS attack uses a distributed group of computers to attack a single target. DDoS attackers often leverage the use of a botnet, a group of hijacked internet-connected devices, to carry out large-scale attacks. Botnets are quite often used to perform DDoS attacks, as many services do not have the resources needed to counter an attack from thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, of infected devices. For example, one of the largest known DDoS attack, at that time, targeted code hosting service GitHub in 2018. The attacker first infects the handler, or master computer, with a specific DDoS software build commonly known as a bot. The bot in turn sifts through the victim's network searching for potential clients to make slaves. Once the handler systems have been compromised and the zombie clients are infected and listening, the attacker need only identify the target and send the go signal to the handlers. We'll discuss DDoS attacks in greater detail later in this video. Let's look at some common examples of DoS attacks as seen in the real world and what you'll most likely come across as an ethical hacker. The first is web server compromise. This attack will compromise a web server, which will result to a loss of uptime for a company web page or web resource. The second is back-end resources. This attack takes down a back-end resource such as a customer database or server, which will render all front-end resources unavailable. The third is network or computer compromise. This attacker also launched with intent to compromise a network or to compromise a specific node such as a server or client system. So what are the signs of a potential DoS attack? Well, there are a few that may indicate that a DoS attack may be in effect, such as suspicious amounts of traffic originating from a single IP address or IP range, a flood of traffic from users who share a single behavioral profile, such as device type, geolocation, or web browser version, an unexplained surge in requests to a single page or endpoint, unavailability of a resource, odd traffic patterns such as spikes at odd hours of the day or patterns that appear to be unnatural, for example a spike every 10 minutes, increase in spam emails, unusually slow performance. DoS attacks come in many forms, but they generally fall in two categories. Buffer overflow attacks and flood attacks. Buffer overflow attack. This is the most common DoS attack experienced. A memory buffer overflow can cause a machine to consume all available hard disk space, memory, or CPU time. Under this attack, the attacker overloads a network address with traffic so that it is put out of use, which often results in sluggish behavior, system crashes, or other deleterious server behaviors, resulting in denial of service. Flood attacks. This attack occurs when the attacked system is overwhelmed by large amounts of traffic that the server is unable to handle. A service such as a web server or a web application is flooded with requests until all resources are used up. Here are some of the strategies that can help to prevent a DoS or DDoS attack. Monitoring and filtering network traffic. Enabling router throttling. IP-based prevention. Keep your security software, operating system, and applications updated. Using anti-malware. Consider a router that comes with built-in DDoS protections. Use a reverse proxy. Taking simple precautions can make a difference when it comes to your online security. Many attackers conduct DoS or DDoS attacks to deflect attention away from their intended target and use the opportunity to conduct secondary attacks on other services within your network. If you enjoyed this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to this channel for more hacking ethics. Don't forget to share this video with a friend.